what really caused the 11 years of war in Sierra Leone and who were the people behind the 11 years war in Sierra Leone. This is the story of the Sierra Leone Civil War. I am Aruna Pepe blog, the man who tells the stories as it is. If you do want to get more stories like this, consider to subscribe, like, comment and share, and also hit that like button. It does help a lot. The year was March 1991. The Sierra Leone is a small country in West Africa with almost 9 million population as of now. Very rich in minerals, example like gold, diamond, iron ore, and many other. But the people of Sierra Leone are still living in deep poverty. For over decades, the government mismanaged resources, ignored the citizens, and allowed corruption to spread. Schools collapsed, hospitals failed, many young people are jobless. Then came Fode Sanko, a former army corporal. He was the founder of the rebel group, the Revolutionary United Front, in bracket the RUF. But Fode Sanko did not act alone. He had so many other young people he influenced for them to join him to form this group. Also, one of the strong people who were in support of Fode Sanko was Charles Taylor, the former Liberian president, the Liberian warlord who wanted Sierra Leone diamonds so badly. On March 23, 1991, the RUF crossed to Sierra Leone. That was the starting of the war in Sierra Leone. At first, the rebels they claimed that they wanted to free the people from all what was going on. They spoke about fighting corruption, building schools, giving opportunities, but the reality was different. And then the RUF group quickly became famous for its brutality. Forced the children to unalive civilians, also burn the village. Their main goal was to control the diamond mining areas. They started smuggling the diamonds out to buy weapons to fund the chaos. But guess what? The RUF could not have survived if they didn't have friends outside, the likes of Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor of Liberia was the one supporting them with ammunition, training them, and also gave them safe bases for them to live. Whenever they want to attack, they will have access. And also, Muhammad Gaddafi was the one also providing training and camps for Sanko and his men. And also, the likes of Burkina Faso, they were also in support. They started supplying these rebel groups with so many materials. In return, the rebel gave them diamonds called the blood diamonds. That diamond will make some of them celebrate while Sierra Leone was still bleeding for their own properties. The war became a nightmare of ordinary people. Between 50,000 and 70,000 people were killed in that war. Over 2 million people became homeless and they were forced to flee their countries to neighboring countries like Liberia, Guinea. The civilians faced mutilation, rebel cut off arms, the ears, their noses, and also pregnant women. Also, pregnant women suffer a lot because they were forced to give birth untimely. Thousands of Sierra Leonean kids became soldiers. They gave them drugs, they brainwashed them and forced them to unalive other people. Women and girls, they also faced systematic sexual violence. So one of the darkest rebel tactics was the slogan, they will ask you for short sleeves or long sleeves, meaning, do you want your hand to cut at the wrist or the elbow? At that time, the Sierra Leone government was very weak to revenge. The national army collapsed. Some of the soldiers, they even joined the rebels. So this created a new group, the AFRC. In 1997, they overthrew the government, forcing President Ahmed Tidiane Kaba to flee. But resistance rose. A local militant called the Civil Defense Force, the CDF, which was led by Sam Higanoma, was fighting back to defend his communities. After that, the international force came in. The Nigerian-led ECOMOG troop intervened to restore order. Later on, the United Nations also sent peacekeepers, and that became one of the largest missions in US history. And also, the British people intervened. They sent their own troop in 2000, which they called the Operation Pallister, and which exactly turned the tide. So diamonds were lifeblood of the war. While the Sierra Leoneans were starved, diamonds were smuggled into the world market. They were sold to buy AK-47, landmines, and even drugs. This led to the global campaign, forcing the companies to trace the origins of stones. Also, we as Sierra Leoneans and the whole world itself, we learned that a beautiful ring could be stained with blood. By 2002, with the British support and the UN peacemakers, the rebels were finally crushed. Fode Sanko was captured. Charles Taylor was later arrested and killed. Sierra Leone also slowly began to heal. In January 2002, President Kaba declared the war was over. The scars remains. 10,000s of amputees live with the reminder. Child soldiers grow up in adults carrying trauma, but Sierra Leone also showed resilience. The special court for Sierra Leone was set up to try war criminals. The country now participates in global peacemaking mission, symbol of turning pain into strength. What lesson do you think Sierra Leone and the world should learn from this war? Drop your thought in the comment section. If you do enjoy videos like this, like and follow for more. As of now, I am out. Thank you for watching, and I will definitely see you on the next video. Peace.